Yeah, it's still Valentine's Day. We're gonna do this movie called No Hard Feelings. Let's check it. So you got this chick by the name of Maddie or whatever like that. We found out that her car's getting repossessed. This dude named Gary is actually taking it away. So one, is his job. Two, he kind of had a relationship with her before in the past, but she never responded back to him. Now the thing is, she's a bartender and also an Uber driver. Now the thing is, she's getting more money Ubering, but if they take her car, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. The thing is, she's been having a hard time paying taxes on the house that her mom left her. So then afterwards, she starts roller skating to work, and then she sees her car in this little like shop or whatever like that. I guess the guy went to get some donuts or something. So she tried to steal the car back, but it doesn't work. So the situation's like this. Even though the house is paid for, she's been having a hard time paying taxes, and now they're like tripling the tax rate or whatever like that because they're trying to sell land out here or whatnot. They got new people coming in and blah blah blah. So she talks to her friends, and then she finds this app saying that they want a young 20-year-old chick to date their son or whatever like that, and if it all goes well, they'll get like a free Buick out of it. Because apparently this family's rich or something like that. So she goes to meet the parents and have a conversation. So situations like that, the kid's name is Percy. They're trying to get him out of his socially awkward inept attitude or whatever like that because he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't talk to people, and he doesn't do anything, you know what I'm saying? He stays sheltered in his house, and the thing is, they're trying to get him ready because he's going to be going to Princeton. So now they want Maddie to open him up, you know what I'm saying, have some experiences before having to go to college. And of course, Maddie's taking this deal so she can get a Buick, so she can Uber again, so she can pay taxes on the daggone house. Now, obviously, Percy can't know about this situation, of course. So she meets up with him at like a veterinarian shop because he goes over there and does like work for pets and stuff like that. It's awkward, it's hilarious, but she somehow ends up getting a date from him. There's this one scene where she gets him to go skinny dipping. And of course, he's trying to follow the rules. It's like late at night. He's like, I don't know if we can swim. Are there sharks in there? Like, he's trying to do all this stuff to avoid it. But he ends up going skinny dipping. They feel good about it. Then you got these three random kids that's about to take their clothes. So then she gets out the water and starts beating the shit out of them. But afterwards, they have this crazy argument, whatever like that. She ends up getting back in the car. The thing is, I guess she had took his clothes with him too because he was butt naked or whatever like that. He's like, yo, just give me back my clothes or give me back my phone. He ends up climbing on the top of the car and she's like still driving with the car or whatever like that. So they're driving, all of a sudden, police is about to hit them. They be like, oh shit, man, I'm about to lose my fucking license if the police come get it, right? So they get waiting for the police. There's a train coming or whatever like that. And they gotta go speed past the train so they can get away from the fucking police. I'm like, So the crazy thing about this is Percy's on like this adrenaline rush because this is easily like the wildest thing that ever happened to him in his life. So they end up getting to her house or whatever like that. She starts dancing, putting on music. And it gets to the point where they're kind of actually about to do something, but then he breaks out of hives because he gets nervous. So she puts a bunch of cream on him. They just start talking about stuff. Then she talks about the situation about how her dad left. So she actually tried to send him a letter or whatever like that. The letter was sent back. He didn't even open it. Because apparently he had a new family somewhere in New York or something like that. And at that point, she was basically taking care of her mom before she passed away. So this is like the moment she's kind of breaking him out of his shell. So then they end up going on this date again. Well, actually, before the date, they were friends, you know what I'm saying? They're going to go to amusement parks, they're going to laser tag and stuff like that. And then every now and then he keeps bringing up this person named Jody that's supposed to be like his nanny or whatever. Turns out Jody's just this dude that he's been cool with or whatever like that. Now, his socially awkward ineptness, whatever like that, we think that he never had friends. But this just happened to be somebody that was taking care of him or whatever. So afterwards, they end up going on a real date, you know what I'm saying? They set it up prom-wise, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had the limo and everything like that, corsages, whatever. But they're basically going to date just to get something to eat. Then she asks him to play on the piano, just play anything or whatever. And then he just gets on the piano and just starts playing. He plays a song called Man Eater. Yeah. And they're basically opening up to each other, having a good time. And all of a sudden, this chick named Natalie comes along. Apparently, this is some girl he knew all the way back at like elementary school. And apparently, they're supposed to be going to Princeton together. So she tells him the address of this Princeton party, whether he wants to go or not. Now, the thing about him, he's so worried about his phone, like keeping up with everything and technology and things of that nature, that on this particular day, he actually left his phone at home. That's a big step considering him, and that's a big step for anybody when you really think about it. But anyway, and somewhere between this, they end up having an argument for real or whatever like that. They end up getting back into the limo or whatever. And she thinks they're taking her back home, but it turns out they're taking a shortcut to actually go to this Princeton party. So he's getting out to go in there, and then she's thinking about it, and she's like, man, fuck that, I'm going to here too. So the whole time she's trying to find Percy, she can't find him. She keeps running to see these kids or whatever like that, and then they catch her saying certain things, and they try to put it on camera, you know what I'm saying? Quote unquote homophobic slurs and things, all this other stuff, whatever, right? So it's like a big ass house, right? So she keeps talking to all these people trying to figure out who, you know what I'm saying? It's a couple of people named Percy in there. So now she's going through rooms like, damn it, where the fuck is Percy at? And then somebody was saying, yeah, she's with Natalie. She's like, oh, fuck. So bottom line is, she's really trying to hurry up now, you know what I'm saying? So she finally gets to the room, she catches both of them. She's thinking like, oh my God, did they smash? But guess what? They didn't. Turns out he was getting wasted and somebody popped a pill in him or whatever like that. And now he's sick, so they try to get him to throw up and all that stuff. And then I guess somebody's parents came to the party, whatever, like that, because of quote unquote certain stuff she was saying, and they were filming her and all this other stuff. The scene is so ridiculous. Percy's trying to defend her from the parent, but like he accidentally misses him and punches her in the throat. He's like, like, he's like, yo, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go. He gets back in the car, then he tells her he loves her and all this stuff, and he's just like, yeah, you kind of drunk. I don't want to do this while you've heard. So it gets to a point he wanted to meet the parents or whatever like that, right? The thing is, he talked about his parents about caring for her so much that he's deciding that he doesn't even want to go to Princeton. So he's like, oh shit. So he goes in the car in the garage and starts messing with stuff right now. Meanwhile, while that's going down, the parents are telling Maddie like, hey man, you got to convince him to go to school. You know what I'm saying? You can get this Buick or whatever like that. So while they're talking, he's pressing buttons in the car, and he also intercepts the car and hears everything. So it's like, oh shit. So now he's obviously thinking she's only there just to get a fucking car. Everybody been using him in his life, and this is one more example, right? But the thing is, they don't know that he knows. So when they invite him to dinner, they invite her there at the same time. So they're thinking to themselves like, yo, does he know what's up? He's acting all awkward, all this craziness, whatever like that. And he tells them, I'll be right back, right? He ends up meeting up with the dude at the veterinarian spot. They're going to take the Buick, right? And they're basically just going to take off the hubcaps and then crush that bitch. They were like, yo, what the fuck? Which they were pretty successful at. Once they ran it into a fucking tree. So then at that, he comes back and he just goes in his room. Crazy thing is, once Maddie follows in the room, he's trying to have sex with her for real. He's just like, yo, fuck this, let's get it popping. But as soon as he gets on top, he busts so quick like an American Pie segment. And then he basically just lets her know that he knows about the shit. So now the relationship is fractured. So she basically goes back to try and make whatever money she can. And then all of a sudden, Gary ends up dropping off the car there. So she lets him know the car is totaled, but it still runs. Because they already gave it to her, put the tags in her name and all that stuff. That's the reason why Gary was even giving it to her in the first place. So she was able to do that, do her Uber and make enough money, whatever like that, to potentially save the house. So the thing is, early in the movie, this dude by the name of Don comes to the house, whatever like that. I guess he knew her since like middle school and all stuff. They're trying to catch up. But really, he's really married. And his real reason for coming down there is to see if she's going to sell the property or whatever. Now, she wasn't going to do it at first because it's her mom's house. She's like, fuck out of here with that shit. But now she's actually considering it. Here's the thing. Her best friends as a couple, the ones about to have a baby, it turns out they might be forced to move away from here to like California somewhere. Or Florida, I mean. So instead, she ends up selling the house to them. That way they can stay in the area. And end up getting less money for it just because they're her friends. But after paying off the house, she was able to make enough money to fix up the Buick. Percy's parents are not treating him like babies anymore. They're just letting him do his own thing. You know what I'm saying? He wants to succeed or fail in his own merit. You know what I mean? Now, the thing is, she ends up going to this Princeton party because she wants to apologize to Percy about everything, right? But Percy's not even trying to hear it. So he's trying to leave. She ends up climbing on his car, right? And then he's driving. So it's like, oh, he ends up driving over there but near the beach or whatever. And he accidentally ran over somebody's girl. Her back was on fire. He's like, oh shit. But luckily he's by the beach and he's able to throw her into the water. They reconcile, they apologize about everything, you know what I'm saying? Now they friends. The movie actually ends with her going to California, but the thing is, Percy, she's going to be his Uber driver or whatever like that. She's going to drive him to Princeton and she's going to go to California. And that's how it ends. And they end up adopting this dog that they got from the veterinarian spot, right? So think about this dog. It's an old police dog, right? So if you use the word cocaine in front of him, he starts spazzing out, start having withdrawals. That's why he became a dog that was sitting at the vet. But bottom line is they ended up adopting him. So there you go. Nice little movie. It's cute. No Hard Feelings on Netflix. Check it out.